All my life, I just wanted to sing, sing, sing. There's nothing holding me back now, baby. They say they hear me loud and clear coming out of both speakers.
A new beginning, a new beginning.
But you see, it was a rough road trying to get to this point. I met this one, I met that one. They told me this, they told me that, but they never came through. I just wanted to have
A new beginning, a new beginning.
But one day while working at that newspaper, I met a young man named DJ Donnie D. And he was right on time because he showed me that I could have.
A new beginning, a new beginning.
So he took me under his wings, he molded me, he showed me how to do the things that I wanted to do. He said it's gonna be hard work, but in doing this hard work, you will begin to have.
A new beginning, a new beginning.
So I'm here to say this: no matter how hard your struggles are and what your dreams are, just don't give up, because one day you will have
A new beginning, a new beginning.
all my life. I just wanted to sing, sing, sing. There's nothing holding me back now, baby. They say they hear me loud and clear coming out of both
A
speakers.
new beginning, a new beginning.
But you see, it was a rough road trying to get to this point. I met this one, I met that one. They told me this, they told me that, but they never came through. I just wanted to
A
have.
new beginning, a new beginning.
But one day while working at that newspaper, I met a young man named DJ Donnie D. And he was right on time because he showed me that I could have.
A new beginning, a new beginning.
So he took me under his wings, he molded me, he showed me how to do the things that I wanted to do. He said it's gonna be hard work, but in doing this hard work, you will begin to have.
A new beginning, a new beginning.
So I'm here to say this: no matter how hard your struggles are and what your dreams are, just don't give up, because one day you will have.
A new beginning, a new beginning.
All my life, I just wanted to sing, sing, sing. There's nothing holding me back now, baby. They say they hear me loud and clear coming out of both
A
speakers.
new beginning, a new beginning.
But you see, it was a rough road trying to get to this point. I met this one, I met that one. They told me this, they told me that, but they never came through. I just wanted to
A
have.
new beginning, a new beginning.
But one day while working at that newspaper, I met a young man named DJ Donnie D. And he was right on time because he showed me that I could have.
A new beginning, a new beginning.
So he took me under his wings, he molded me, he showed me how to do the things that I wanted to do. He said it's gonna be hard work, but in doing this hard work, you will begin to have.
A new beginning, a new beginning.
So I'm here to say this: no matter how hard your struggles are and what your dreams are, just don't give up, because one day you will have.
A new beginning, a new beginning.
All my life, I just wanted to sing, sing, sing. There's nothing holding me back now, baby. They say they hear me loud and clear coming out of both
A
speakers.
new beginning, a new beginning.
But you see, it was a rough road trying to get to this point. I met this one, I met that one, they told me this, they told me that, but they never came through. I just wanted to have
A new beginning, a new beginning.
But one day while working at that newspaper, I met a young man named DJ Donnie D. And he was right on time because he showed me that I could have.
A new beginning, a new beginning.
So he took me under his wings, he molded me, he showed me how to do the things that I wanted to do. He said it's gonna be hard work, but in doing this hard work, you will begin to have.
A new beginning, a new beginning.
So I'm here to say this: no matter how hard your struggles are and what your dreams are, just don't give up, because one day you will have
A new beginning, a new beginning.
All my life I just wanted to sing, sing, sing. There's nothing holding me back now, baby. They say they hear me loud and clear coming out of both
A
speakers.
new beginning, a new beginning.
But you see, it was a rough road trying to get to this point. I met this one, I met that one, they told me this, they told me that, but they never came through. I just wanted to
A
have.
new beginning, a new beginning.
But one day while working at that newspaper, I met a young man named DJ Donnie D. And he was right on time because he showed me that I could have.
A new beginning, a new beginning.
So he took me under his wings, he molded me, he showed me how to do the things that I wanted to do. He said it's gonna be hard work, but in doing this hard work, you will begin to have.
A new beginning, a new beginning.
So I'm here to say this: no matter how hard your struggles are and what your dreams are, just don't give up, because one day you will have.
A new beginning, a new beginning.
Hampton Roads, welcome to another episode
Oh.
of Behind the Scenes. I am your host. My name is Hector Landrow, and I want to thank you for tuning in today. This afternoon, we have a special guest. The music in which you just heard in the introduction is by C Jae. C Jae, thank you so much for joining us on Behind the Scenes today.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And as always, we'd like to give our thanks to the corporate sponsors and our supporters who bring the Behind the Scenes radio show to Hampton Roads. And I'd like to thank once again Bass Clef Entertainment LLC for their sponsorship, for having us here today. Also, I'd like to thank the Virginia School of Hand Drumming. Thank you to those guys out there, Mr. Ron Prescott, who is the head instructor at the Virginia School of Hand Drumming. I'd like to make sure that he, if he is listening, knows that we thank him for his support. Also, I'd like to thank Arts Media and Entertainment Network for providing the webcasting that you are seeing at live.bassclefent.com. If you'd like to tune in to see what we look like to see my face, and like to see my guests, please tune in. Again, the address is live, Live, bassclefent.com. And you can see what I look like. Also, I'd like to give Seven City Scooters a very hearty thank you for providing transportation to some of the staff members here you guys have gone out above and beyond to make sure that our guys stay well connected as well. Also, I'd like to give a special mention this afternoon to a young lady who is turning 15 years old today. They're having a wonderful get-together for her today. Her name is Anaya Gasham, and I'd like to, thank her and her family as well for extending their invitation to this host, Hector Landau, who will be joining them after the show. And I'd also like to thank the Crown Plaza Hotel in Virginia Beach for an excellent hospitality. If you've never had the opportunity to stay there, I definitely recommend it. Or if you have folks or family members who are coming in from out of town and you'd like for them to stay in a wonderful place where they get treated very nicely, you can send them over to the Crown Plaza Hotel. Also, I'd like to mention Mr. Or Pastor, should I say, Pastor Lemuel Eaton from Lamb and Worship Center in Norfolk. The men there are having their monthly caveman meeting, and if you would like to be part of that, just give us here a call on the show, and we'll go ahead and give you that information. Also, if you are a business or your church, or you have some other sort of event that you would like to have mentioned on the air, please give me a call. You can reach me at 757-478-8083. Again, it's 757-478-8083. And let me know what you would like to have announced, and I'll let you know. We can work out some sort of arrangement. Also, if you have some sort of announcement or engagement you'd like me to read, then we can definitely do that on the air as well. So again, CJ, thank you so much for being on the show with us today. How are you?
I am doing great.
Wonderful, wonderful. Let's get right into today's show. I'm pretty sure that, as always, is customary that I have a guest. People want to know, CJ, where are you from?
Well, I am from Norfolk, Virginia, section called Lambert's Point, and been here all my life.
Is that right?
That's right.
So we had an opportunity to talk off the air, and you gave me some wonderful information. And you told me that as a child, you had some sort of involvement. Did you play any instruments?
Yes, I did.
What did you play?
I played the trumpet, and that started when I was in junior high school, and that
Okay.
was Madison Junior High
Here in Norfolk.
here in Norfolk.
So I'd like to give everyone, those folks who may know CJ, and also before we can even continue, I want to let those folks know, give them the phone number right here into the studio. It is live. We are here. It's not recorded. You hear us live. The phone number here is 757-624-9723, 757-624-9723. If you know CJ and you'd like to ask her a question, or even if you don't and you'd like to ask her a question, please call in. We'd love to hear from you. So do you play any music now? I mean,
Well-
instruments now. Do you play any instruments now?
I haven't played trumpet since high school,
Because
and
I would have loved for you to bring that trumpet in and play it for us today. I think that would have been even an extra gift for us here at behind the scenes. So,
yes, I haven't played since high school, and I've been contemplating on maybe picking it up and doing some brushing up with it, maybe doing some instrumental.
okay. Okay. Well, as you know, I'm also a musician, so I'm always available if you'd like to incorporate some sort of duet together. We can definitely talk about that after the show.
Okay.
Important. How did you become involved in music? How did you get involved in the music industry?
Well, growing up, my family, which is the Cook family, had a gospel group,
Okay.
which was called the Cook Family Singers, that was made up of sisters, nephews, daughters, sons, cousins. And during that time, I wanted to sing with them, but I could not carry a tune.
Stop it.
I couldn't carry a tune. I was out of tune. I mean, it was awful. They used to tell me, "You stand on the side." But through the years, I began to pick up. I guess I had started developing an ear
Okay.
for it, and I started picking up the music and the sounds, and was beginning to sing on key, had a pretty decent pitch,
hmm
and also by being in the church choir,
Okay.
you know.
Because that was actually going to be one of my questions. What was your first actual musical experience, and what was that like? So.
Yes, being in the church choir, and it was called the junior choir. It started from a certain age up to, I say, from 12 to about 18.
Okay.
And then there were the adult choir and the cathedral choir. But and then by singing with them, it enhanced
Mhm.
my ability to be able to stay on pitch and, do the things that I needed to do as far as singing.
Well, that's odd that you would say that you didn't have any sort of musical experience, or the fact that you can't even sing, because I'm actually holding right now in my hand, and I'll show it for the camera. Here it is right here. This is her first CD,
That's correct.
and it's called, what you heard in the beginning is the intro to the CD called The New Beginning.
Yes.
So we will be playing some of CJ's tracks throughout the show. Hopefully you'll enjoy that, and if you want information, we'll talk about that a little bit later. How you can get your hands on. Again, let me show the camera. This is her CD. It's called The New Beginning. We definitely want to push that out for. So that being said, what was the first song that you sang?
Hmm. In a gospel realm, or
In a musical realm. What
Okay.
was the first song you
well,
sang?
the first songs that I attempted to sing, they were gospel. Being because I was brought up in gospel. My sister, she's still in gospel. The majority of the older ones of my family, they have passed on. But my sister and my cousin, they're in a gospel group called the Voices of Norfolk. And I liked gospel, but it really wasn't my passion, and at an early age where the kids my age was into the R&B and all of that, I got introduced to jazz and blues.
And what year was this?
This was back in the mid 70s. I say around 75, 76. My two uncles, Mr. Alfred Johnson and Mr. Willie Branch, who is deceased now, they introduced me to jazz and blues. And man, let me tell you, I loved it.
A new experience for you.
Yes, yes.
Well, let me ask you this. What made you realize that at early on in your musical career, as it is developing, that you wanted to even follow in a career in music?
Well, being that I had the passion for playing instruments, at the age of 17, I got pregnant and I had a daughter. So when I left school and went to a school for unwed mothers and came back to Maury High School, they told me that I couldn't take band because I had to take some other courses that I didn't need. So I decided, well, I'm not going to take those other courses because I have my credits. I got into chorus and I enjoyed it. So there was an adventure from right then and there.
Well, everyone, please stay tuned. We have CJ here live in the studio. At behind the scenes, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be back.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is your host for this evening's festivities, DJ Moby D. I'd like to welcome you to the Soul Hole, where we get in your ear hole and make your soul lose control. And now, sit back for the smooth cognac sounds of Miss Charnel Cook.
Sunshine, blue skies, please come my way. I need to see that there's a brighter day. My baby's gone and left me all alone. What can I do? What can I say? What am I gonna do? Still in love with you. I'm still in love with you. It's plain to see your love wasn't meant to be. It wasn't meant to be. What am I gonna do? Still in love with you. I'm still in love with you. It's plain to see your love wasn't meant to be. It wasn't meant to be. A face of sadness, a heart of disbelief. To know my man would do all this to me. Deep down within, I thought that all was fine. Guess I was wrong. He was messing with my mind. What am I gonna do? Still in love with you. I'm still in love with you. It's plain to see your love wasn't meant to be. It wasn't meant to be. What am I gonna do? Still in love with you.
That track is called Thankful.
I'm
I'm
thankful.
thankful.
Again, that is on her new CD. It is called A New Beginning. Again, I want to flash it in front of the camera right here so everyone who is tuning in on live can actually see it. We're going to give information as to how you can get a hold of this hot CD. Make sure that you get your hands on it. We'll go ahead and touch on that. We left off and we were kind of just kind of shotgunning some of these questions at you real quick. Um, how long have you been in the music industry?
I say for about 32, 33 years.
33 years. God
Mhm.
bless you. That is awesome. Again, if you have any questions you want to ask, please call into the show. She'll be more than happy to talk about her CD. And then, of course, we'll let the cat out of the bag a little bit later here on in the show. You can, the phone number again is 757-624-9723. How would you describe, for those that have never seen you before, the public eye who's never just listening, tuning in today, very first time, what would you describe your music to be like?
Well, my music is very versatile. I think it's sounds that everyone of all ages could adapt to. I like the jazz, the blues, and like I say, coming up with the gospel and a little bit of the uh, rap that the young kids do. I have incorporated these flavors into my music.
So, is there a specific genre of music that you may particularly prefer, or one of the over the other?
Well, like I said before, I particularly like jazz and blues.
Okay,
I
okay,
really do.
yeah, that seems to be your forte there.
Yes.
Awesome, that is great. Um, with music, the way that has changed so much throughout the years. What kind of music did you listen to back then, and what's currently playing in your CD player now?
Well, back then, I used to listen to James Brown, the Stylistics, the Aphonics, Manhattans. But what I listen to today would be music like from Norman Brown, Grover Washington, Nancy Wilson, people of that
They're
status.
still classics.
Yes, yes,
Absolutely. And you get a lot of inspiration from them as well.
yes.
Um, we're going to kind of shift a little bit here. I know we kind of been more personable, but being the fact that the way that behind the scenes is actually formatted, it is also a business show, and I want people to understand that and get uh, an idea, a feel for what we're trying to do here as well. I want to ask you some questions more based upon the music industry and where it's going. And one of the questions I wrote down that I wanted to ask you is, do you believe um, that you have to have some sort of musical skill, or you have to come from a musical background in order to make it in this music, or should I say, in the industry with a business of music?
No, I don't think so. Because looking at myself at an early age, like I said, I couldn't carry a tune. I
Right.
couldn't sing anything.
Mhm.
But over time, and by developing the ear, listening to different sounds, I began to pick up.
hmm
So no, I don't think you have to be musically inclined.
Do you
You know.
believe that it's important, especially for the young listeners today? I want you to definitely listen to what CJ is saying. Although you don't necessarily need, and I agree with her that you don't necessarily need to have a musical background. I believe it's important to develop and to get proper coaching, especially when it comes in the music industry,
Yes.
which you're in, which is singing, to get vocal lessons,
Right.
breathing lessons,
Hmm.
to get additional help outside of what you're already know.
That's correct. That
So,
is correct. I agree.
and being the fact again, plugging in, the new CD is living proof. Again, let me go ahead and show it again for the camera. It is called A New Beginning. And you currently have this one CD out right now that you're working on. Um, and you're working, that's what I said, I will let the cat out of the bag here shortly. You're actually working on your second project?
Yes, I am.
Okay, and can you let us know, maybe give us a sneak peek, or what's it called, and maybe some of the tracks, some of the names of the
Oh,
tracks that are on it right now?
okay. The name of the CD is going to be entitled "Change Is Coming."
Change is coming. Now,
Yes.
I got to put you on the spot, CJ. Are you going to allow for us here at Behind the Scenes to get an exclusive CD that we can maybe play here first and get you back on the show?
Yes. I'll make sure that you get a CD.
We'll get one. That's what she said. She
Yes.
didn't say that we were going to be the first, but nonetheless, bless her heart for entertaining us and having us the opportunity to have her on the show again. Her current CD is called The New Beginning. It is C Jae. Again, here we're going to be giving that information as to when or how you can contact her to get your hands on one as well. Um, Being a musician, being a woman in music, and of course having a CD, working on your second CD project, what challenges or what obstacles had you had to overcome in getting these two CDs prepared and out there for the audience?
Well, being that when I first went into the studio, I didn't know anything about the studio business at all. I had never been into one. And I was very nervous. And at one point, I thought maybe, you go in, you lay your tracks down and everything, and boom, it's not long before you have it out. Doesn't work that way. It's hard work. It takes commitment, dedication.
Could you repeat that again? So those that are listening out there, again, have an understanding. This is why it's called Behind the Scenes, because we want to give our listeners an opportunity to understand, not by my opinion or not by what I know about the music industry, but you're hearing it from the artists themselves. Everyone that has come in so far has given the same theme that you have, CJ, and that is the fact that it takes hard work and it takes dedication. Listeners, stay tuned. We're not going to wrap this up just yet. We're going to have CJ back here live in just a few minutes. We're going to go to commercial. Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is your host for this evening's festivities, DJ Moby D. I'd like to welcome you to the Soul Hole, where we get in your ear hole and make your soul lose control. And now sit back for the smooth cognac sounds of Miss Chanel Cook.
Sunshine, blue skies, please come my way. I need to see that there's a brighter day. My baby's gone and left me all alone. What can I do? What can I say? What am I gonna do? Still in love with you. I'm still in love with you. It's plain to see your love wasn't meant to be. It wasn't meant to be. What am I gonna do? Still in love with you. I'm still in love with you. It's plain to see your love wasn't meant to be. It wasn't meant to be. A face of sadness, a heart of disbelief. To know my man would do all this to me. Deep down within, I thought that all was fine. Guess I was wrong. He was messing with my mind. What am I gonna do? Still in love with you. I'm still in love with you. It's plain to see your love wasn't meant to be. It wasn't meant to be. What am I gonna do? Still in love with you. I'm still in love with you. It's plain to see your love wasn't meant to be. It wasn't meant to be. I will survive even though I feel this way. It's gonna take a little time, a day by day. But in my heart, I'll do what I have to do. Although I know I'm still in love with you. What am I gonna do? Still in love with you. I'm still in love with you. It's plain to see your love wasn't meant to be. It wasn't meant to be. What am I gonna do? Still in love with you. I'm still in love with you. It's plain to see your love wasn't meant to be.
Enjoying a wonderful off-the-air conversation with CJ. CJ, again, thank you so much for joining us in today's show. It has been a pleasure to have you here with us in the studio live.
You're quite welcome.
And if you have any questions, again, the phone lines are open. That phone number again is 757-624-9723. She is available to answer pretty much any question that you may have for her regarding her CD and maybe some of her upcoming venues that she may be happening here. We're going to mention that a little bit later on in the show. But we were talking in regards to the business of music, and one of the questions that I wanted to ask you that I think it's important that a lot of our listeners, especially those who are musicians or are interested in getting into the music business, how important is it to get involved or to get yourself a manager?
Well, it's very important because you want to get somebody that knows about the business, that has been into it for a while. That's the main thing is honesty
Hmm.
because you have so many dishonest people out here nowadays that will tell you anything. You know, they build you up for a big letdown. And it's very important. And not only with the manager, make sure you have all your copyrights and
Oh yeah,
everything before you
absolutely.
release your music, you
Mhm.
know.
And you were telling me you yourself have a manager and that you or have someone that you're working with right now, and you'd
Yes.
like if you take please take this opportunity to acknowledge him as well.
Well, I like to thank Mr. Don Taylor, better known as DJ Donnie D.
Okay, now.
We have been together for going on 10 years, and I love him dearly because he keeps it real.
And you mentioned again the importance of having your ducks in a row, having someone in your corner who knows the business of music, because that's what it is, folks. That is, it is a business. Although it is entertainment, it is definitely a business. And in the music industry, and in your own words, um, most deals nowadays, at least any reasonable, or should I say, any reputable deal that you're working on or any involves some sort of contract. How important is it, in your words as an artist, how important is it to know exactly what you're signing?
It's very important because you could be signing your rights away. Very important. And if you don't understand something, they have plenty of lawyers out here that are entertainment lawyers,
Absolutely.
and you should always seek that counsel before you put your John Henry on anything.
In fact, I'm glad that you said that because that is just, you're reiterating. I had a former guest who was part of a group called Stetsasonic, and some of you were listening, hopefully tuned in for that show. It was a wonderful show. And he touched on the exact same things that as a young artist, he ran into that same situation where if it had not been from the legal counsel aspect of looking over and negotiating the contract, they would have basically given their rights away.
Right.
So yeah, and that happens. Unfortunately, happens way too often in this music industry. Um, how important as an artist is it to have creative control over your music?
Well, I feel like being that I'm the one that's writing the lyrics and all, I want to be able to be in complete control of how I handle my music. I don't want someone telling me, well, you're going to sing this and you're going to sing that. I may not want to sing that because I'm not a person that's into the profanity,
Mm-hmm.
which is involved in a lot of today's music now. I'm not about that.
Mm-hmm.
So it is very important for me to stand my ground and do what I need to do for CJ.
Absolutely. What has been CJ's biggest challenge?
My biggest challenge is overcoming my fears. You know, I always felt that if I got out there, oh man, I may fail. But, I had to stop and take a second look.
Mm-hmm.
We all fall in whatever we do from time to time. And my mother used to always say, you may give out, but don't give up.
Mm.
You pick yourself up and you get right back up there and do what you need to do.
What's in store for CJ in the upcoming year?
Well, I hope that my music will reach a lot of the people worldwide. I would love for this to be my means of living, you know, and bring joy and compassion to a lot of people out there because I try to keep it real through my music, life experiences.
How can now let's go ahead and talk a little bit more about the CD. How can people get a hold of you if they want a copy? Again, the CD is your first CD is called A New Beginning, and it has 15 tracks on it. How can they get a hold of you?
Well, on my CD,
Well, let me
I
get
can't
ahead. No,
really
it's
read
okay.
it. I don't have my glasses.
It's all right. In fact, if you want to contact or
Yeah.
you want to contact CJ, you can reach her at 757-615-0175. Again, 757-615-0175. And she'll give you all the information. You can reach her. She has an email address, and she'll give you all of that information. CJ, unfortunately, we've run out of time here, and I would ask again that you please come back and see us again on Behind the Scenes. Give us another opportunity. We're going to get ahead and close out the show with your track. Again, thank you so much, and thank you for being on the show.
Thank you.
Woo, 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 woo. Na, 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 na. Yeah, 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 yeah. What you talking about, boy? What you looking at me for that way? What you talking about, boy? What you looking at me for that way? Got to be your way or no way at all. Nobody tells you what to do, no. But I'm here to tell you that I can't get you stepping. I'll just do me and you can do you. Oh, what you talking about, boy? What you looking at me for that way? What you talking about, boy? What you looking at me for that way? Don't wanna hear nothing about the girl you had before. I know she was only temporary, yeah. You walked all over her, then kicked her out the door. I'm a real woman, ain't gonna take that jab, or no, I said. What you talking about, boy? What you looking at me for that way? What you talking about, boy? What you looking at me for that way? You had your chance to treat me right, but all that time, all it seemed you wanted to do was fight. Well, now I'm tired of all your talking. I packed my things and now I'm walking, and you still think I'm listening to what you have to say. Give it up now. What you talking about, boy? What you looking at me for that way? What you talking about, boy? What you looking at me for that way? With me, do you see? Oh, what you talking about, boy? What you looking at me for that way? What you talking about, boy? What you looking at me for that way?